What's up, y'all? Yo, what's up? My head a little shiny. I'm going to stay away from this heat. But yo, what's good, y'all? We're the founders of Skyton Crypto University. This is Steve Bayonne. I normally don't do too many introductions outside of myself, but this guy right here, he definitely changed the trajectory for my life. And, we just put this into everything that we do. So we're going to give you guys super gems with crypto.
Cue up the slides. How's everybody feeling? All right, let's wait on these slides. Listen. You ready? Yeah. Cue up the slides. No slides?
That's all good. We know how to improvise.
All right, listen, everybody pull out their cell phones. I need you to text this information right here. You're going to get a copy of the slides that we were supposed to present, so you'll get that. Ton of value in there. We're also, next week, we're dropping this thing called a plan. If you realize, every bank is illiquid right now, right? How many people follow Champ and I on social media? All right, so it's small. Listen, we take you down the rabbit hole of all rabbit holes. Cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is going to change every aspect of the world as we know it today, right? So everybody that's sitting here living in fear, talking about crypto's a scam, I need you to reset your brain, right? So what we're about to tell you is a message that was given to me back in 2015. So I'm 8 years in the game. Champ's 8 years in the game. So you have combined 16 years of experience, in-depth experience in crypto, right? You ready?
Let's get it.
All right. Area code 917-814-7294. One more. 917-814-7294. You're going to text the word Skyton, S-K-Y-T-O-N. 917-814-7294. Text the word Skyton. You'll get an automatic text that'll give you the slideshow we were supposed to have, and you can follow along. All right, Champ, you ready?
Let's get to it.
All right, listen, so the part of the reset in the brain, and I like to start with health and wellness every time. So this is just about crypto when you join this community. I was introduced to a practice of breath work about 3 years ago, and it's completely changed my life, guys. Breathing is really the key to just focus. So one of the things I want you guys to do before you start your day is prepare your mind for the day. So if there's ever a time where things are stressful, and we've been here since about 8 in the morning, take a 4-count breath in, hold for 4, let it out for 4, hold for 4. Do that pattern about 3 times, and do it consistently throughout the day. It's going to help you with deep breathing. It's going to reset that brain, right? Because we're constantly consuming so much information. You have to take care of mindset coming into these things. Want to start?
Yeah. So I want to introduce myself. My name is Champ Bobbitt, former defense contractor for the Department of Defense. So, I'm fresh back from Afghanistan. It's because of this gentleman right here, the reason I am here, because I was actually headed back into the war zone, and he told me to stay behind because you guys needed this information that we had to give to you. So we formed Skyton Crypto University, and we just wanted to make sure that you guys got all the love that I was about to take across the world and lay it on the ground for. All right? Couple real estate stores, e-commerce stores, here nor there. You guys will get to meet us when you're part of the university. All right? What we do, go ahead, my bad.
So Steve Bayonne, for those of you who don't know, marketing_guru on Instagram. And Champ, you can give your handle.
At BIGCHAMPTHE boss__. It's big champ the boss__.
All right, so who's Steve Bayonne? Serial entrepreneur. I've been on this ride for about over 2 decades, guys. Last time I had a job was undergrad, maybe second year of college, so it's been quite a while. Crypto trader, crypto educator, real estate investor, real estate developer, especially retail. I mean, I've been in all sorts of products, in the last 2 decades. And I want to say it was during the pandemic when I picked crypto back up again. So 2015 was the first time I was introduced to it by a college buddy of mine. And the first time I heard about cryptocurrency, the first word that came to mind was decentralization, right? So today we live in a centralized environment. We spend so much time on IG, Facebook, TikTok. Those are centralized environments, right? So if anybody's a creative here, you know that they're suppressing our information. So if we have 5,000, 20,000 people, not that many people are getting this message every day. So fast forward to Web 3.0, this is what we're embarking on now, where the power is put back into people's hands, right? Meaning there's no one central authority that's controlling all things. So this is why you're feeling such a shift in the economy, a shift in the world, right? You guys are acting like AI just came out. AI's been around. You understand? The relationship with money is new to African Americans overall, right? Because I'm first generation Haitian American. Financial literacy is not taught in the household. Wake up early, go to work, come home, right? This is what I watched my father do this for countless of years. Amounted to nothing in the sense of where he's at in his current space. Not that he did nothing in life, but that wasn't going to be my trajectory. So I can remember being introduced to crypto in 2015, and if anybody knows me, I'm always the visionary. Steve's always the guy that's sitting on the product first since the beginning of time. You could ask anybody within my circle. So the crypto situation was a no-brainer in the beginning because I'm just like, you know what, considering what I knew back then versus what I know now, there was something innate that told me that there is a future with this. So now we're talking about 8 years in this investment. So what we like to tell our students in the university is you have time in market when you're following the guidance of two guys who actually really care. We're not talking about crypto billionaires who show up on certain platforms, and we'll get into that later, that are self-proclaimed crypto billionaires, right? In the last 2 years, what you guys realized about this market was they were using African Americans as exit liquidity, right? Shit hot, what black people do, we run to where the fire's at, right? You're not getting the knowledge. Dogecoin and Shiba Inu is not cryptocurrency, right? That's a piece of it. But the reason I focus on that is because that's what made or break the introduction to crypto for African Americans and colors, right? So I'm just gonna stick on that. And I'm not saying that they're not truly cryptocurrencies, they just have no case use. But what I want you to focus on, especially with Dogecoin, I teach guys who made millions of dollars in Dogecoin and knew nothing about it. They just hedged the bet and it worked. The issue with Dogecoin and Shiba Inu is there's no case use, guys. So you have to put money in order for me to cash out. You have to put money in order for her to cash out. You have to put money in order for him to cash out, right? So it's all speculation. But speculation's in the stock market every day too. It would have been a lot easier with the slides up, so we're gonna stay on cue. So with that said, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, how many people here have Doge or Shiba Inu in their wallets currently as we speak? And then just be honest, there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. Okay. Now, out of the people that are sitting here with the Doge and the Shiba Inu, is it sitting on the exchange you initially bought it from, or is it on a cold storage wallet? Anybody? So y'all know what we're talking about, right? That's self-custody. All right, so Champ, go over what Skyton does and what we offer.
All right, so every week on Wednesdays, we have a segment called .Connect Wednesdays. Steve and I bring you guys the latest news, all high-level information, and we break it down so that it's easily understood. Can you guys hear me? My bad. So the segment .Connect Wednesdays is every Wednesday we bring you high-level crypto content, and we .Connect things that's going on globally, and we present it to everybody so that any and everybody can understand what's going on, even if you're not following what's going on in the market. So we're bringing you news cycles and just a lot of information that's going to be helpful to you as you begin to learn and walk into cryptocurrency. We also have the 1%. That's going to be our high-ticket item. We have daily crypto news, health and wellness. We have real estate mentorship, as Steve already told you guys about. We have crypto futures calls. We have spot calls. Spot calls is when we actually give you a project that we've done the due diligence on, the research on, and we present it to you guys. And we don't just tell you, hey, listen, invest in this. We tell you this is the project. We tell you how to invest. We tell you how to secure it. extra, et cetera, right? So you guys are getting a ton of info, but we show you guys how to fish for yourselves, most importantly. So it's not just about you coming here just to get an answer. We're not trying to give you that, right? We want to teach you guys the game, and then now you'll know how to go and spread that information to your community or whomever else, your family members. Crypto courses, et cetera. We have a ton of offerings.
All right, so this is just a line of questioning. I graduated high school in 95, right? So I'm coming at the start of the internet, early 90s, right? So if you guys remember, internet started, it was AOL, it was discs. We had to go around the neighborhood, you find a disc, you plug up, right? In order to know where you're going, you have to know where you came from. So what I did when I entered the crypto market was I studied what happened in the internet, boom and bust, right? This is going into the 90s. How many people in the room were early investors in the internet, or parents were early investors in the internet? Raise your hand. One person out of a room of probably 350 to 400 people. One person invested in the internet. Where's the internet at today, guys? Right. The exact same shit is happening with cryptocurrency, right? I like to call them white wizards. We on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like us on YouTube. So listen. The issue with not being early adopters, guys, is we're constantly left behind, right? The problem with the new economy is it's going to be asset-based. So all this capital y'all raising, it's over, right? I'm here to tell you that, and I think you notice. When the banks are shutting down, where's the money coming from? So I'm going to urge you guys to get as much of this debt as possible, right, and do the right thing with it. Because in a new economy, they're not going to be building, they're not going to be providing you funding with no assets. So you guys got the hacks, right? How many people in here got over a 700 credit score that actually worked for it? And let's be honest, right? There's hacks out here.
Yeah, it's hacks, but it works.
Right? The issue with... Well, listen.
That's her right
Yeah,
there.
we're not crypto. We're not the credit repair guys, but I'm just telling you that with the data breaches that happened with Experian and all these so-called places, it allowed openings for common people to put disputes in. And now you got a credit score, you're able to raise capital. We have so many students that come to me every day. They're like, Steve, listen, I got 100,000. I need to know what to do with it. I urge everybody who doesn't know what to do with the money, give it the fuck back. I'm being honest with you, because
He's dead serious.
And the reason I'm telling you this is because people are hitting me in my DM, right, asking to give me money to invest for them. So I know they're going to be misguided because I see the guys on the internet that are sharks, right? They're not here for your well-being. It's a matter of everybody's looking for this liquidity. Who's going to be the exit liquidity in the room? So like Champ said, Champ was on his way out the door to go serve our country overseas.
Appreciate y'all.
The funny connection about Champ is prior to a year and a half, I didn't even know this guy, right? So this is divine intervention because my wife, who's in the front there with my two children, they actually went to school together in Fayetteville in grade school or high school. And then we met through a mutual friend who I was teaching crypto to, who then said, you know what, you two could connect. So I think it might have been a phone call. Maybe the first 3 sentences, I just knew that this guy was my guy and I was his guy. I used to think I was the smartest guy in crypto until I met Champ. And then he'll argue, he'll say I'm the smartest, but this is how it plays. The fundamentals is this guy. The nuances, the smart shit, right? The guy calling out the dumb shit that keeps it simple is me. So this is why the marriage here is perfect, right? Yeah, talk that high level. Oh, come back. What do you think of that? It's just dumb. Don't do it, right? So now we go back to the number one thing I like to tell people about cryptocurrency is people come to me like, Steve, what is cryptocurrency? The first thing I want you guys to do, and write this down, cryptocurrency is nothing more than technology companies, right? They're confusing you with the currency part because they know that financial literacy in this country is at an all-time low, right? So bore them to death with some currency, with some financial talk, that won't hold their attention. But the minute them NFTs came out 2 years ago, and we told every one of our students, the reason that we don't have a real poppin', there's two reasons why. One, we don't sell you guys with private jets in our lifestyle, right? I'm noticing that a lot. Exit liquidity, right? You got guys out here shooting content on jets. And again, no shade on these guys, and I'm sure there's great products and stuff. But for me to show you that I have money in order to show you how to get money, that's not the play we're doing right here. Understand, right? We do well for ourselves. And I tell Champ all the time, I could have just been minding my business, day trading, doing what I do every day in crypto. But for the people that know me, know I'm constantly serving people. So for years, and Champ did the same thing. And this guy, I tell you, he used to cry trying to give people the information for free. I've told all my friends and family about crypto since the beginning of time. And now they're coming back around again. And now I'm the funny guy, right? Like Herman, audit your circle. Steve, listen, link in the bio. This is what I'm telling people that grew up with me. Link in the bio, right? So I ain't got the time. So we had one lady in the front whose parents invested in internet. How well did the family do with the internet? You don't. You did what? So her family was they were able to invest in the internet and got everybody out of college, right? That's an investment. When the internet first came out, guys, I'm telling you, you can go back and research it. The campaign to smear the internet was at an all-time high. Warren Buffett said, Amazon will never sell books online, right? Nobody ever buys sneakers online. Michael Rubin, local guy, he hedged on online. Michael Rubin, Dallas Maverick. Mark Cuban, broadcast.com. So Mark Cuban decides to broadcast sports on the internet. Yahoo bought it for, and that's how Mark Cuban cashed out and made his money. What Mark Cuban and Michael Rubin were able to see was the power of what this thing could have been. Mass adoption took so long with the internet. That's why it seemed like it was failing. The internet didn't fail. The projects were too early. Why? Because me and you were still getting the discs, putting them in at home and trying to play it. Most people didn't even have computers. So you have to wait for mass adoption in order to then create what we know as the internet today. But a few dollars in Apple, a few dollars in IBM, Microsoft, even people that worked in the cafeterias made millions. So I'm here to tell you that there's a piece of technology right now, and it's the only thing that's going to bail out this banking system and these worldwide governments, and it's cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. So what you're witnessing now is the old regime, and what you're about to see is the new quantum financial system that's about to be built. Fuck them up.
Nah, so listen, everything that he said was 1,000% correct. So the world is transitioning. Right now, we operate in a debt-based system. We're going to the new quantum financial system. It's all going to be asset-based. So the reason he told you, anybody who's able to get access to a ton of capital, if you don't know what you're doing with it, give it back, honestly. Or the other option is, you know, blockchain and crypto is going to take care of every single sector, of every single market. It is going to impact it. So the only way that you step in front of this and take life by the horns is to get into cryptocurrency, get around two people like us who really, really care about the people. We care about the information that we give you. And once you learn this, now you're able to position yourselves early and amongst the early adopters, the early investors. Because everybody else that's going to come into this space is 95% of the global population. 95%. Right now, we're only at 5% of the world invested in cryptocurrency and blockchain. And out of that small segment of people, many of those people don't even know truly what's going to happen. You have to be around visionaries, people who have time in market, who are able to identify certain things and can put you light years ahead of everybody else, especially if you're just gambling. Shiba, Doge, those are gambles, right? Understand that. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can have that. Any investor, you can have a risky investment. It just depends on your risk tolerance. But when it comes to crypto, you have to learn this. It's boring, right? But it's awesome. Me, I'm a data person, so I love to get as much data as I possibly can. The more data you have, the better decisions you can make. That's where we come in. We're able to give you guys the know-how, right? We're able to position you right. We're able to, you're around a community of people who's just like you, right? They look like you, smell like you, dress like you, right? Everybody is all together with one common goal, to advance themselves, advance their families. And we're able to do that ahead of time. So this is where we at.
So listen, here's a Buddhist saying. You can write this down. If you want to know your past, look into your present conditions. If you want to know your past, look into your present conditions. If you want to know your future, look into your present actions, right? So everything you're doing today, guys, is laying down the groundwork for the next few years. So all this, yeah, I'll get to it. Okay. Yeah, I'll come around to it. Okay. Anytime you hear the word wallet associated with anything in the financial sector, that's cryptocurrency, right? So Apple Wallet, Android Wallet, you're hearing it. They've already conditioned us for the digital world. How many people pulling out cash nowadays? You know, when a debit card first dropped, people were like, I'm not using a fucking debit card. You want to track all my purchases? How many people are using debit cards today, or even credit cards?
Everybody.
So let's not contradict ourselves, guys. This market is new. They're selling you fear, right? For you to move away from the market. This is all FUD at the end of the day. Every single institutional guy that you know, every Fortune 500 company is already in position. This is what Champ and I have done for over combined 16 years. If we've researched and we studied, my kids are in the front too, so listen, they actually watch a lot of my YouTube videos, so they hear the shit that I say. But I just got to keep it real anyway. So with that said, these guys and Champ and I are great at picking this up because one thing I want you guys to take from this too, guys, is with EYL, him 500, they're actually introducing us to a lot of new guys who normally would never speak to our market again. But ask yourself this: why the fuck are these guys talking to us? Think about it. Why are they talking to us? They've never paid attention to us before, right? It's the fear. We just don't know how much power we really have. And I'm telling you, with this crypto thing, guys, they call me Black Moses in my group, right? And that's not a self-proclaimed name. I'm literally here to give you guys a message, and it's to wake the fuck up. This situation, this technology is going to transcend the lives and the way that we do business and work with each other, right? Because all you're doing in cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is you're taking out a whole bunch of middlemen. And if anybody's from the streets, you understand, the more people you have, the further away you are from the connect, the higher the price, right? Smaller the margins. So you're getting two seasoned guys, not only institutionally seasoned, but we did some good work back in the days. And I think that's the genius in what you get, right? But the downside to what Champ and I do is the face of financial literacy is changing. So how many of you follow Wall Street Trapper? I mean, you see what it's like, guys. It's looking a lot different. So I'm not telling you guys what to do or what not to do, but we got to start really just rocking with each other a little bit more, right? Group economics was something I was always in. I think the lady at the end of the panel talked about always wanting to bring people along, and that Champ and I, we're similar in those matters. I was trying to bring the entire hood with me. Everywhere I went, I developed real estate in Detroit, Michigan. Everybody's on my back, right? So I'm always the guy constantly open up, new avenues for people. And then there's such blind loyalty to a fault when you're trying to bring that past to the present. So I've slimmed down a lot, to now present to you guys BlackRock.
So BlackRock, anybody knows how
and before
much...
that, whoever controls the media controls the mind. So think about that. Whoever controls the media controls the mind, right? So who owns everything in the world?
So anybody, I got a question for y'all. Does anybody know how much money or how much assets in dollar value that BlackRock has under management? How much? I'm hearing trillions. Does anybody know a specific number? So it was at 10 trillion as of last year, 2022, right? Every year, of course, they're going to acquire more and more assets because what they're doing is they're buying more brands. They're building more brands, right? So now you have BlackRock. BlackRock sits at the top of the mountain. With BlackRock having 14 trillion in assets that they manage, these guys are in everything. Understand, from toilet tissue to earwax cleaners, anything you can name, 9 times out of 10, it trickles back to BlackRock. I say that to say this. BlackRock has a partnership with Coinbase. Coinbase is one of the main cryptocurrency exchanges. I'm pretty sure everybody, if you don't use it, you heard about it. Now, Coinbase has a segment called Coinbase Prime, and they have a partnership through Aladdin. Aladdin is going to allow all institutional investors to be able to get into crypto, right? And BlackRock is going to custody their crypto. So think about this. If you have a company that runs 14, has 14, it's 10 trillion, but they're almost on the cusp of 14, right? So if you have a company that controls that much assets, and they already are showing you that they have partnerships in cryptocurrency and in blockchain, and they control all of these different industries and these products that we use every day, why aren't you already in the space? Why aren't you positioning yourself to be wealthy and to invest in these same technologies that a lot of these companies are already utilizing? That's the key. You're not going to do that through a Shiba and through a Doge. There's blockchains, there's distributed ledger techs that are going to teach you guys, and they're going to show you guys this is how the money is made. This is how it goes. So I don't want to over talk that point, but I just want you guys to understand you have to sit and watch things. You see the big dogs, you see the big players. Everybody else is going to get swallowed whole. So now you need to follow the money, follow the protocol of the big dogs so that you know how to position yourselves.
Looking at crypto and only seeing scams is like looking at the internet in 99 and only seeing the bubble, right? One more time. Looking at crypto and only seeing scams is like looking at the internet in 99 and only seeing the bubble. Like, forget everything else that happened. Looking at crypto and seeing no case use. So what's a case use? What does the product do? If somebody can't answer what the product does, then there's no case use. It's a rug pull, right? So looking at crypto and only seeing no case use is like looking at the internet in 93 when only 3% of the world population was on the internet. So was the internet a failure in 93? If you listen to the people telling you that in 93, yes, the internet was a failure. 3% of the world population was involved in internet. Now, damn near 99.9% of the world population is involved in the internet somehow. So again, what is cryptocurrency? Tech companies. These are guys that are applying new technology to the current environment, and it's either going to do one of two things. It's going to enhance the way you do business, or it's going to totally destroy it. So whether you're selling people on credit repair, and listen, the credit stuff is dead, guys. I'm just telling you that now. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But that hard work that black people put in just to finally get their credit together, they are about to flip the switch on you. So what assets do you have right now? Who's holding on to assets? Real estate? Okay. So listen, I got a quote that I put out when I did a Black Enterprise talk, and I said, blockchain technology is going to keep white men honest in America. And it caught a lot of backlash. The crazy part about the quote that I did, again, blockchain technology is what's going to keep white men honest in America. And this is not about a race, black or white thing, right? Just don't let this go over your head. I got more pushback from African-American community than I did from our counterparts, right? If you understand what blockchain technology is, then you can tell them, champ.
So you want me to go high level?
No, just keep it easy.
All right, so basically blockchain is just a collection of transactions that take place and they interact simultaneously. That's it.
It's immutable, guys. You can't change it. So the minute we do a transaction, it's open for everybody to see. So this is the part of white men honest in America, right? White men run America on paper, right? We're going to let them have that on paper. Champ and I follow the people who control the global economics, right? We so local with our thinking. Understand? So we're tracking the World Economic Forum. We're tracking the IMF. This is where we're getting our information. These are the guys that predicted the pandemic years ago. So think about what they're talking about right now. The 2025 agenda has already been put out. But y'all too sleep, right? Because everybody's getting this bag. Where the fuck is the money at? I keep hearing about all this money that's out here and these banks are drying up. What do you think is going to happen to your bank account at the end of the day, guys? Disinflation running high. Inflation in some countries over 100%. Everything is happening overseas is coming here. Did we not watch Italy on fire during COVID? What was we doing? Partying, right? Oh, I wasn't going to come here. The same tidal wave is about to hit America's financial system. The petrodollar that was used all around the world, dead. BRICS nation, write that down. BRICS. BRICS nation. Give them a 10-second on the BRICS nation.
So BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. So these are countries that got tired of the dominance of the dollar. They got tired of the tariffs that was put in place, and they wanted to sidestep it, which is why our dollar is going to continue to dwindle.
So listen, some of the downsides to this situation that's about to happen, you can make a ton of money. Cashless society comes with social credit score. This is happening already all over the world. What's a social credit score? Once they tie in and this whole shit turns digital and they have the controls, we watched the Russian-Ukraine war. Two things happened in that war. Russia sidestepped U.S. sanctions through the use of cryptocurrency, which y'all was asleep. Y'all missed that one. Ukraine raised capital to buy arms with cryptocurrency, but y'all was asleep. Y'all missed that one too. So understand the power of this technology. If it was a scam, how is it fighting the current war right now for both sides? It's a scam, right? Sounds like a scam? No. It's programmable money. You know the way the government's going to stop everybody from saving money in the future? They're going to put a time clock on your money. So when you got 10 seconds left, yeah, you're going to go to that strip club. You're going to go somewhere and do something irresponsible with it because you just don't want it to expire. So CBDC, central bank digital currencies, write that down. And as a collective, guys, if we don't get on this to understand what it is, they're going to have their way with us at the end of the day. Programmable money, meaning your money in your account is being clocked and watched, and you have a certain amount of time to spend that money. So let's not act like we didn't grow up on WIC, right? Because that was programmable money too. Nothing they've done to us hasn't been done before. Because if you spook some people, shit happens. They're not here to spook us. So when the banks are closing, what y'all gonna do? You're gonna take your money out of your bank now and put it where? Where are you putting it? It can't sit. It's a losing asset. So right now, Champ and I want to give out $100,000 worth of crypto, right? And this is coming off my guy, Andre. Andre was giving out that fiat, that dirty American money. That's dead. It's down. I'm telling you. Listen, if you got $100,000 in your bank account in the next 3 years, it's going to be devalued to about $30,000, right? So figure you need to park your money into assets right now. How many people right here could stomach a 70% discount on their money right now? All right. So you got bailouts, which is the American public using taxpayers' dollars to bail out banks, and then you got what you call a bail-in. That's what we watched last week. So Silvergate Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, the thing that all these three banks that collapsed had in common was they were all crypto-friendly banks. But it wasn't crypto that killed them, right? It was the fact that they were going to create their own digital currency that would have went away from the government's FedNow situation that's dropping in July. With that being said, the government was able to crush these banks within a matter of days. So what we're going to see now is small banks, small regional banks, credit unions are going to be bought up by the big five, right? The easier it is to control the bigger banks at the top that are going to control the entire financial system. You will be in cryptocurrency, whether you like it or not. You hit me today, we on. We can work together. You hit me tomorrow, link in the bio, right? Straight up. Link in the bio.
Look at him.
Whatever's in the bio, just click it. Listen, 8 ways to make money in crypto, real quick.
All right, so there's 8 ways to make money in crypto. You got investing, trading, staking and lending. You got crypto social media. You got mining. You got airdrops and forks. You've got futures trading. And you have creating and operating nodes. So just so you guys understand, crypto is not just about what coin should I buy, and I buy it and I hold it. It's deeper than that. This is a whole ecosystem that is literally unveiling itself to you guys. But we still gonna give y'all some gems because that's what we do. So on .Connect Wednesdays, before you go in, on .Connect Wednesdays, we normally got this thing where we cut off the cameras. We cut off the cameras, that's when we make a movie. We always giving gems, new coins, new things to look into. And this is gonna be the off-camera moment for our .Connect Wednesday live for y'all. Steve.
Paper and pen, VeChain, VET, that's the ticker. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Listen, VeChain, the CTO of Louis Vuitton actually started VeChain, right? Asian guy. I'm gonna keep it real simple with y'all. What this technology does, and let's keep it on handbags. So in the future, the current future that we're in, you can scan a handbag through the use of VeChain, and it can tell you where the bag came from, where it was produced, when it was shipped, what store it sat in, and how many owners it had. VeChain's partners with BMW. Now, today, we use Carfax report. If an accident was never reported, it's never on a Carfax report. With the technology that's happening now in cryptocurrency and blockchain, with BMW, you're going to be able to know how much rain fell on the car, how much snow, how many times the person washed the car, what parts came out the car, if the car was ever even dented, right? This is the type of technology that's happening in cryptocurrency right now. How valuable, and then the same thing too, so in China right now, about 350,000 bottles of wine get bootlegged every day, amongst other products. So now with the scan of a phone, you'll be able to scan anything in the world and get real-time information and data on that particular product and know where it came from. All foods, groceries, you name it. And this is the guys that are on the cutting edge of supply chain management and cryptocurrency. It's 2 cents right now, guys. It's 2 cents. Okay. H-bar. That's the second one. H-B-A-R. Go ahead, champ.
Woo! All right, so H-bar is one of the most widely used, sustainable, enterprise-grade blockchain solutions, right? In layman's terms, what it does is it allows the everyday person, you and I, we're considered the retail investor, and enterprises, businesses, governments. It allows them to create strong, powerful, decentralized applications that everybody's going to be able to utilize, right? So the same way people created Twitter, Facebook, things like that, right? You're going to be able to use these apps, and these apps are going to power everything from telecommunications to insurance to whatever it is that you need, gaming sector. It's all going to be done on this blockchain. Now, the great thing about this is with this blockchain, I'm going to show you guys something. Well, I wish we had the slides to show y'all, but some of the companies that are building projects on top of Hedera are IBM, Google, Boeing, and just these three, the United States market cap is $347 billion. That's just for the United States. So if 3 companies out of 39 companies that's on this governing council have this type of yield, this type of revenue that they build only in the United States, imagine the type of business that they're doing globally. And then imagine all of the money that is to come into this market over the next 5 years, right? So you guys are getting in early. We're giving you this gem now. Right now, it's about 6 cents for one coin, for one H-bar, right? 6 pennies. You got that in your cup holder in a car. Right? Every day y'all go buy coffee, right? Coffee, whatever. You know, you're going to work, you're going to do what you do. You're spending $10, $15. Think about this. You're able to buy something super early before the mass general public, and it's 6 cents. Y'all do with that information what you will.
So listen, there's a couple other projects, guys. So Gala Music, G-A-L-A, decentralized music, guys. So it's taking the power out of music execs' hands and putting it direct to consumer, right? So content creator can go right to consumer. No need for a middleman. There's another project called FreedomFi. So about a month ago, and this is what a company called Helium, Internet of Things. They're creating internet signals with devices that you can put in your house. So with all you that are running Airbnbs, we can show you ways and devices that you could, use to earn crypto. When Helium came out, it was about 25 cents when they started on the mining equipment. It shot up to $55, right? They used to pay me about 6 or 7 heliums per day. So you figure when you could accumulate 100 of them, right, at the current price of 25 cents, it's damn near nothing. When it shot up to 55, this is how people are making money running nodes and mining cryptocurrency. So we're not just in it just to say, oh, we're invested in a company and we're just sitting back waiting for the company to do something. We're actually part of the ecosystem, and this is what cryptocurrency is about. So FreedomFi dropped about a year ago, and they have a partnership with T-Mobile. They're doing decentralized internet. And what does that mean? It's giving the power back to the people. So I'm running mining antennas at my house that's giving me access to the mobile token. What's happening now, guys, is you have to understand, AT&T, everybody's in on this. There's certain spots in the world that they just can't put up these towers. And the towers, the reason our cell phone carriers cost so much is because the maintenance to put these towers up. If you have a building, they put a tower in your building, on average, they pay you $3,000 a month. How much money do you think is being generated for them to give you $3,000 just to use airspace? So I have a device at home that's giving me 21,000 mobile coins per day, right? The current price on a coin is 0.0003. If that coin gets to, and it will get to $4, I'm just calling that, but do your own research. Even if it got to $1, I'm able to accumulate about 630 coins per month for the next 6 months. So think about it. So even at $1.2 million, it gets to $2 on something that I paid $2,400 for. I'm able to make what, 2-point-something million? This is what we do in crypto. This ain't NFTs. We're not selling you on monkey faces and all that. We were over that shit. You can go back to go to our YouTube channel. We have videos that show Champ and I telling you exactly what's going to happen. This celebrity, that celebrity. So now when you start seeing them pulling the celebrities, that means something's happening in the background. XRP is about to win the case. Anybody who just did the text message, text me XRP. The first 5 wallets, I'm going to give $100,000 worth of XRP out. And when I say 100, meaning XRP is it was a currency that was created. It was a project that was created to be, it was a banker's coin. How much was it made for?
10,000 per coin.
10,000 per coin. So today, present value, 45 cents, right? So I'm basing it on the 10,000. So I'm giving away 10 XRP, which might not seem like a lot to people, but once that thing could hit to that number, that's where we start having this conversation. So the first 5 people to text that number and put XRP in, I'm going to not airdrop you, but I'm going to transfer to your wallet. Just make sure it's the correct wallet address, guys. Yeah, because if it gets lost, it just gets lost. Nobody wins. All right, so listen, real quick, just our products. On that sheet, and if we had it, you'll start to see the products. We have an ebook 101, guys. The thing is $98, right? You get over 100 pages of just straight crypto content, and we have a security section of how to, basically what crypto is. We break you through the whole gamut, and then you have a security ebook that's combined with it. So you're getting a 2-for-1. Just how to protect yourself inside the space. All right. The best product is the one that Champ and I do, and it used to be a live boot camp, but now it's a 4-day course that's pre-recorded, right? Today, for Herman's guys, we're giving you, up until next week, we're giving you 50% off that course. So normally it's $597, it's going to be $298, and you get 4 days. You get the actual ebook also, but you get about 12 and a half hours of Champ and I showing you everything in cryptocurrency, where to set your accounts up, how to correctly position yourself in the space. But the biggest thing in the class is day 3. Champ goes through the gamut where he teaches you how to read these projects so you don't get caught up in these rug pulls. You know exactly, how to look for the owners, how to, run your checks through the backgrounds. There's certain scans that you can see. And don't get me wrong, we've invested in rug pulls, big time. Like, I'm the king of trying to get exit liquidity. I'm first in. I will not have the last share in this room. But when I started, Bitcoin was also $75. My buy-in price with Ethereum was 15. So when I'm telling you guys about this 45 cents or the 6 cents or the 2 cents, we've been here already. And that was before mass adoption. So at the height, we're only talking about $3 trillion in crypto. Listen, when these white wizards put their money inside this market right now, y'all haven't begun to see the games they're going to play with this. The stock market's going to be tokenized. Everything's going to be tokenized.
Absolutely.
Your jewelry, your car, your diploma.
Your deed to your house.
These ebooks, everything's going to be tokenized at some point. And then we have this thing called a 1% trilogy. 99% of cryptocurrency is going to die. 99% of these projects are going to die. They're not going to be able to pass government regulations. None of them are positioned with the big boys to be able to get through the red tape. So when the 99% die, 1% is going to live, and Champ and I give you the 1%. And it's a lifetime membership to the 1%. We have a Discord group where every time things happen in the 1% group, we're constantly updating you on all circuits. Fed Now goes live when? July?
July.
So think about it, guys. We got this thing called Zelle. How many people ever had problems with Zelle before? Has anybody ever had an issue with Zelle? No. Right. So what's the problem with Zelle? So you telling me the United States government is creating something called Fed Now that's supposed to be real-time payment to get payment to somebody in real time? Don't we have that already?
Smoke and mirrors.
Okay. So Zelle is done. Cash App, dead. PayPal, done. Right? Them shits is dead. I'm telling you.
For real.
If understand this, those are fintech companies that took over banks. This is the reason why when you look at Webull, they're selling crypto. When you look at Cash App, they're selling crypto, right? The 2 cryptos that are dominant are Bitcoin and Ethereum. And Champ and I call them what?
All coins.
Yeah, we call them meme coins, right? Because when you start to really dig down into those layers, Bitcoin does nothing. It's just a place the wealthy are going to go and swing hammers, right? When that big Saudi money come in, yeah, they're going to run it up to 100,000. So I'm not telling you guys to buy Bitcoin, but I'm telling you that it's going to be a place that if you understand how it works, you could hedge against this inflation because your money is losing value every day it sits inside the bank right now. Absolutely. Right? And what are they all telling you guys? Oh, it's not a good time to buy real estate. Why do you think everybody's buying land right now? Does anybody know? Huh? Not only that. Not even. Land's at an all-time high. The reason that they're buying land, guys, is this thing called carbon credits that are coming out right now. So now you don't even have to develop land. You just need trees, right? So these white boys spent their whole entire life cutting down trees, building houses all day. Now they're spending their whole entire future putting trees back on land. Carbon credits are the way of the future now, right? That's the new hustle. Write that down, carbon credits. The only way that you could properly control and navigate carbon credits is through blockchain technology. And Champ and I got the companies that are already lined up to facilitate that and take us into the next realm.
Absolutely. We gotta go through 30. Are we done? Yeah.
All right, so listen, the first 5 people, you're getting XRP straight to your account before the end of the day. 917-814-7294. Text the word Skyton, Skyton. You're going to get a copy of what should have been this, but it wasn't. And then you're going to get the plan next week, which is the plan basically just shows you what happened during the gold rush, because the same thing's happening now. You know, the banks made holding gold and assets illegal during the time of the Great Depression. They're going to do the same shit with your money. They're going to say, listen, you're going to be forced to move over digital. They're going to tell you that it was a Russian cyber attack. I'm giving you the exact play right now. This is my premonition. I've seen it. They're going to tell you it was a Russian cyber attack. All bank accounts are halted. So now you have no access to your money, right? You can't transact. Keep a little cash on hand, buy gold, a little bit of gold, buy more silver, right? There's less silver in production. There's gold in places that they haven't even dug up yet. So that whole thing of gold going to the moon, no, there's still so much untapped gold in the world, right? So in the plan, we're going to show you the past, the present, and the future, and we're going to show you things that you can do today to hedge on places where you can put your money. But guys, this financial literacy conference is based on debt, right? It's just based on debt. You guys are all moving the same way. Airbnb, a couple more years, done. Turo, right? If it wasn't for the pandemic, listen, if it wasn't for the pandemic, we would still have car rentals, right? So we're talking about a cause and effect. It's a small window. Turo, dead. Listen, trucking, right? There was a time you couldn't find a truck on the road. Who went into trucking business? African Americans. Where are the trucks now? They back at the dealerships, right? Trucking, dead. Dead. And the reason I tell you that trucking is dead, when you start to get the information we get and you start to see what the technology is going to do, why would I own a truck to put a manual driver in it when you got self-driving trucks? I mean, just think about it, guys. Let's start investing in the future. Understand? So they dropped a whole bunch of products on us as a community, and I did Airbnb a decade ago. And I'm not taking anything away from the Airbnb people. I'm just telling you to just have a plan for it to be able to just navigate it. You understand? Because it's like every time black people get a hold of something, how long does this shit last before it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, we got wrapped up.
All right, we done.
Yeah. Done. Yeah. They giving us the boot right now. They got to prepare for the next speaker, but we definitely appreciate y'all time. Yeah. Sky and Crypto.